Hey there, YouTube family. Welcome to the Stocks with Josh show. Today I'm going to be tackling the next leg down. I'm going to give you guys some speculation as to what indicators we need to be looking at and what clues do we have from past moves that might tell us when is the next leg down coming. Are we going to get this Christmas rally? I'm going to tell you guys that right now volatility is getting ready to go back up because the bulls and the bears are fighting tooth and nail for the last couple inches of the charts. There's a historic trend line I've pointed out to you guys many times that we are getting ready to come up against in the coming days. But right now the bears are trying to wrestle it down. They're saying, forget about that historic trend line. It's time to go down right now. But it might not be. We're in a little bit of a turmoil moment, and I just want us to take a step back and look at some things historically. We all know that inflation raged out of control all of 2021, and the Fed did absolutely nothing about it. There came a critical moment where in the middle of 2021, he could have begun to raise interest rates very slowly, and he could have stayed on that path all the way till the present, and we would have reached the terminal rate a long time ago, and it would have allowed the markets, it would have controlled inflation, and it would have kept us from going into such a volatile environment. But for some reason, he didn't do that. He only started raising rates at the beginning of this year, and then he started playing massive catch up with 75 basis point rate hikes. And we want to just look at we're going to have to figure out how many more rate hikes does the Fed have in him, and how soon will we get to the place of a terminal rate? Why is the terminal rate so important? Because when we go back to 2018, 2019 pullback, correction, recession, we see that the entire time in 2018 that he was raising the interest rates, that directly correlated to the markets going down. And when he finally got to his terminal rate at the beginning of 2019 in January, the markets had flushed down just the month before in December. It was an absolutely horrendous month. The markets were just screaming down. He stopped raising rates and he plateaued. And for the coming months, he didn't raise the rates at all. And from that point forward, he probably was getting dovish on his speech, and the markets began to recover. They just pretty much went up, 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 and that continued for the next couple years. And so here we are in a very similar place where the markets have been going down because he's been raising rates, and he's ramped us up to around 4%. But there's speculation that he wants to get us to 5% as a terminal rate. And so we're looking at 2 or 3 more rates. And so if we want to consider what will happen in the markets, that is really 2 to 3 months before this market gets an absolute leg down. So what type of trading and positions should we consider taking? Are we going to go further down in 2023? As I said, probably not. Nobody knows for certain, but the markets really just want to go down before he gets to his terminal rate. And at that point, they may be on the path to recovery through most of 2023. Not everything. At that point, it'll go from the overall market, it'll go back to focusing on earnings, sectors, and individual companies that perform better in recessionary environments, but the overall market will cease to go down and make a heavy leg. But this next leg down is more than likely, not more than likely. This next leg down will absolutely be the harshest. We're looking at a potential 30% move ahead of us. This will be the last big push down to the bottom of the markets, and that's what we're going to try to prepare ourselves for. So what am I doing to prepare for all this? I am cashing up. I'm taking profits. The markets have moved up 12%. We might get an additional 4 to 5% over the next couple weeks here, a final push up before we get a reversal, a moment where the bears are trapped and they start getting liquidated and wiped out because they took a bearish position too soon. Now, you guys have been hearing me say that I am gearing up to take a bearish position in the market. I've talked a lot about trading the SQQQ, which goes up when the markets go down. And so I am looking more bearish, but I am just putting my toe in the water right now because I believe overall The market direction has not been determined. The bears and the bulls are going to fight. The VIX is going to ramp up, and then we're going to see that big move. I see it more happening right now in the month of December. I see volatility for the remainder of November, and then if we begin to see an early sell-off in December, that's going to be the big one. It's not going to be some sideways movement. It's going to be that big 30% move down. So you're going to get a final opportunity to get out of some of the stocks which have not been winning. They're not great long-term investments. You knew when you got into them that they were gambles. The story is not as intact as you were hoping. There's some of the stocks in the EV space which are all part of a great big story, but it's not the right time for that story. It's going to be a ways off. The market is not going to be in a growth mode until probably 2024. So there are some sectors that are going to be underperformers in all of 2023. They may not hit new lows. They may. It's hard to say. But for sure, there are some sectors which are going to be underperformers in 2023. Even though I'm saying to you guys right now that we're going to get to a new market low in the next 2 months potentially, that doesn't mean that individual sectors and individual companies will not bleed off all of 2023. But I think that some of our favorite stocks, it's going to be the Googles, the Apples, the Disneys, the Microsofts, the Intels, the Nvidias. These types of companies will not continue to bleed off all of 2023. I think that they're going to get to a place where the market's going to punish them over the next 2 months, and then they're going to be a buying opportunity from that point forward. And so what to do? I'm saying cash up. I am moving away from heavily focusing on individual stocks in my swing account. My long-term investment account, I am happy to be buying right now. After an entire year, the market has gone down. 2022, the market's been going down all year long. So I'm happy to be doing long-term investing right now in my retirement account. I have no problem with putting money to use every single month, every week out of my different pay scenarios. I have no problem in putting money into long-term investments. What am I doing in my swing account? Well, at the moment, I'm cashing up. And in some cases, I have pulled back from taking any large positions. I am dabbling in stocks, and I'm largely moving. I think my next big position is going to be a bearish position, perfectly timed to make a significant amount of money. I'm going to be going in much harder on a short position, but I want to caution everybody that we don't have the signal yet. Okay, so don't just pile in Monday morning to the SQQ thinking it's going to be profitable. I do have some SQQ on right now. I don't have any TQQ on right now. I have some put trades on right now. And those are actually the ones that have been profitable. Over on the Stock Josh Fam chat group on the Moomoo app, on Friday, I gave everybody the fact that I was buying put options on Target. Well, we've had a nice $6 drop in the price since I made that call. I had a couple of the options that were up 100%. I bought some different time frames, and some other people had said they were up 100%, 80%, 50%. Different people bought different options, and so they had different results. But a lot of people made money following me on that trade. I'm going to be making trades like that. If you guys want to join me on the Moomoo investment app in my chat group, you have to click the link in the top pinned comment for the Moomoo investment app. Currently, they're having a Black Friday holiday deal where they're giving 15 stock potentially valued up to $30,000, as well as there's an opportunity there to enter a sweepstakes where you could win $60,000. I mentioned the Moomoo app because they're an affiliate of mine, and someone in the last video said, man, you're telling us that these exchanges are no good, but you're telling us to get the Moomoo investment app. I want to be very clear with you guys. First of all, everybody needs to do their own due diligence for where they put their money. They need to feel peace about it. Some people don't feel peace about it. That's fine. When they say to me, I don't like this or that, I say, you got to put your money where you feel comfortable. Moomoo, Robinhood, Webull, these Coinbase, these are all publicly traded. They're licensed, registered, and insured. So for the case of Moomoo, if you're investing there, they'll cover and insure $500,000 worth of stock and $250,000 worth of cash in your account. These guys are working with regulation. The exchanges that I'm cautioning people about are unregulated, unlicensed exchanges that are oftentimes being run by a group of people out of the Bahamas. I mean, literally, you guys see the news. Sam Bankman-Fried is over in the Bahamas right now in a mansion where he's hiding from the law here in the U.S. Those are the exchanges that I warn against. I feel comfortable with Robinhood, Webull. You may not like Robinhood, you may not like Webull, but these are publicly traded, licensed, registered exchanges, and so I feel comfortable using them. And that's why I feel comfortable representing the Moomoo app. We're over there. I'm giving trades. We're making money. Feel free to come over there and join the fam. You say, well, Josh, how do we join the fam? Well, when you subscribe to the page, you become a friend. But when you hit that notification bell, that's when you become part of the fam. So go ahead, if you like getting these calls and these market overviews, then hit the like, the subscribe, and join the fam by hitting the notification bell. I hope all of you guys have a great week. I'll continue to check in with you this week, even though we should all be trying to lay low and rest a little bit. But because there's still opportunity to make money, we're going to keep our eye on our money, and we're going to keep making those trades and those investments. As always, peace and blessings, my friends. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.